Good evening, I'm Christopher Sullivan-Diaz, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. The 10th-ranked Nebraska basketball team remained undefeated Monday night using a late 9-0 run to defeat Ohio State 72-69 at Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Nebraska led for the majority of the game, but found itself trailing 58-57 with under 5 minutes of play, but the Huskers responded with a decisive 9-0 run to turn this 1-point deficit into an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes to play. The Nebraska women's basketball team is back home on Thursday night hunting for its third Big Ten Conference victory when the Huskers play host to Indiana. Tip-off between the number 25 Huskers and the Hoosiers at Pinnacle Bank Arena is set for 7 p.m. with tickets available now on Huskers.com. The number 13, finally in NBA doubleheader action, the Nuggets face the Celtics at 6, and at 8:30 the Lakers are on the road in San Antonio. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process. The Retirement Compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Hoiberg comes to the right, comes to the left, puts his head down, drives it, kicks it, mast, another three, and he's got it! Bang, oh, bang, oh, bang, oh, bang, oh. Holy smokes, Sprink Mass. Horn set, two guys on the elbows, two in the corner. Jamarcus bounce pass, Prager who pops out to catch it, 40 seconds to go, 9 on the shot clock. Prager steps back, starts down on the right side, mishandles it, pivots, drop step, puts it up! Got it! Prager puts it up and down and one for the fabulous freshman. Prager gives Nebraska a 4-point lead, 69-65, 32 seconds left to go.
8 gets switched on, deep left side, Weaver, 4, 3 seconds to shoot. Deep left side, 1 on the shot clock, Hargroves, 3, you betcha! A buzzer-beating Central Valley 8-3 by Amaya Hargrove.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Full 2 hours for you coming your way here tonight on Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. We've got Amy Williams coming up here in just a few minutes. Going to talk some Nebraska women's basketball. They've got a big-time matchup. Well, 2 of them coming up this week here. Thursday, Sunday with Indiana here in town tomorrow night, which we will have right here on the Huskers Radio Network for you. And Sunday, number 4, UCLA. We're going to make some picks. We've got the college football playoff, the semifinal tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, the whole picks segment, and people have been following along all year. It just has not been my year. And look, I think I'm due for a strong finish. It's just happy to have our picks again, even though I've just struggled and don't want to do them anymore. I might enter the picks transfer portal after this show.
Well, that's coming up here, hour number 2. We'll also hear from the men's tennis head coach, Peter Kobelt. We heard from Herman Dalmagro last night as both tennis programs open up the season a week from this weekend. So we'll check in with men's tennis also in hour number 2. Hey, how about this weather today? You cannot complain today.
Unbelievable. I walked back out not too long ago, probably 20 or so minutes ago, just because I wanted to get a long walk in. I moved my car a little bit closer. It's the old trick of the trade here. Once I'm not going to get a ticket, so move it a little bit closer. But I wanted to soak in the last remnants of what I assume is going to be the best day until it gets really nasty soon, weather-wise, cold, wind. I was talking, I think me and Camden were talking about this yesterday, how bad and how cold November was and parts of December.
If you think that was bad,
it was bad.
You're kind of in for a shock.
No,
it was not that bad.
It was bad.
There were a couple of bad days.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. There were really bad days. I'm not talking about the totality.
In my experience in Nebraska, January and February are worse than November and December.
Well, you know what? I'm staring at 49 degrees.
I know. I'm not
Currently
complaining.
Feels like 44. So
I'm not complaining.
Somebody's lying to me somewhere here.
Hey, at least maybe that's what happened to me my first year. It was a little bit mild, so it got me eased me into it, and then it got a little bit tougher.
I saw a beautiful sunset tonight. The orange glow in the crowd. Orange. You're glad you know me. You know what's cool is because the transfer. I think we said this. Whatever day it was, But the transfer portal visitors are here.
Yes.
So there's a reddish glow in the air every night because the stadium's on. The stadium lights are on. So it's really cool. You could see that stadium glow, I would assume, from a pretty long ways away, which tells you that football is working hard late into the night.
402-413-2400 is that number if you want to call in, be a part of the show tonight. Text in, give us a call. Phone lines, well, I'm telling the guys right now.
Nobody wants to call me.
They don't have them open, but we will open them for you up tonight. Open them. They're Camden. Look, Camden
Duke,
right on cue.
We got Duke, Chris, Camden.
You guys are on it.
Nobody wants to call me. What is that about? We don't get any. I was told we get so many calls after football. I just think people don't want to talk to me.
Probably.
Come on, talk to me.
You're not very welcoming sometimes.
Oh, yes, I am. This face, very welcoming.
Well, listen, yesterday was a day of fireworks.
Oh, my goodness, was it ever.
Transfer portal. Are you being facetious now?
No, I'm serious. What did I say when we came on the air?
Your kind of like emotions, I never know if you're like, because
the red lights turned on, Jess. We went on the air. We gained a starting quarterback,
a safety,
and
then
a linebacker.
As
soon as we had 3 people in a 2-hour span join the program that are pretty pivotal to the new season.
Yes, and so we have all that action yesterday, and now they're all official. Again, I get those emails that as soon as that paperwork goes through, somehow I got on that email thread, and so I know when they are official, and most of these guys are all official, so we can, they're locked in, ready to go. But I think some more fireworks are incoming here in the next couple of days, so we just have to stay on our toes.
Yeah, also news, too, it looks like Braylon Prude, who's a DB, long-rangey, looks like he was in the portal, he's going to come back to Nebraska. Also, Larry Tarver Jr., a redshirt freshman defensive back, went into the portal. He's actually going to come back to Nebraska. So you had 2 guys that entered that are going to come back next year. So that was news that sort of went under the radar. Also, I did see Dylan Parrott went into the transfer portal, a young defensive lineman. A great story there, a great kid. And
parents are amazing.
Awesome. He played a little bit in the bowl game, too.
Yeah.
Got a chance to see some time. And so that's the news on the Nebraska front. We like to talk about who's coming in, but we also forget on the back end as to who might be leaving the program. But there's 2 guys that are reportedly coming back out of the transfer portal already, and that's the unforeseen of the transfer portal. What was it? I think I saw 31% of college football went into the transfer portal.
It's unbelievable.
Thousands and thousands of student athletes. Not everybody has a spot. When the musical chairs, when the music ends in the musical chairs, not everybody has a seat. So that's the part of this that we don't mention enough. The high-end guys that make money, 6 figures, they're going to have a spot. But there's some of the younger guys that think they deserve, that haven't had the opportunity to put film out there, haven't had the chance to put reps outside of a scout team, don't have a whole lot of film. Sometimes they don't have a place to go. And that's part of the transfer portal that we don't talk about enough. But to your point, you have really good start, I think, and this goes up until the 16th. So there's still 9 or so days until we'll get the full picture of what there is to come in here. I know, I think we'll have this has been reported, but like a long snapper on one of the best I don't know how you'd necessarily gauge that, but one of the best long snappers, consistency, and we know how big that is around here in Nebraska. Kevin Gallick did a really good job this year, and you don't talk about long snappers enough when they're doing their job, right? But a long snapper will visit. I think fans, if you read the room, they want to see more out of the defensive line, edge rusher conversation in terms of those pickups, and I think that obviously will be there, and that's something that they're looking at. But that's where my eyes are going. That's my biggest focus, is what defensively in the trenches gets added here over the next week plus.
I think I'm hoping for at least 2. One maybe on the edge, one and
guys keep coming in, right? Guys keep going to the portal, so who's in the portal today? There might be a big name that hops in.
Names keep being added. It's not like everybody that is, and hey, there's still 2 more teams that are going to get beat here over the next couple of days that might also have guys that enter the portal too.
Yeah, and I believe there's a little bit of a grace period for like the teams in the championship game where you can enter the portal maybe a little bit late after the deadline. I have to double check that. But you're right. There's some pretty big names that maybe are some key depth pieces that aren't playing as much on these national championship contenders that you could throw their name in the hat. But every single day, you tend to see maybe that 5-star at Ohio State that's not playing all that much, that then throws their name in the portal and that could come here and be an instant impact. We all know it. What the fans want to see is somebody who is an impact edge rusher, somebody who can affect the quarterback. Last year, 2.5 sacks was the leader for this team. Deshaun McCullough, you brought him in here to be that. I don't necessarily know if he lived up to that reputation, right? Because the production just wasn't there from a team as a whole. But who can come in and cause chaos from that edge rusher spot? I know this. They got an alpha big-time player and linebacker, Owen Chambliss from San Diego State. I think he's going to be starter, day one starter, and I think he's going to make a big impact. And from what I've read, he could possibly – he's pretty flexible where he can play in the middle of the defense at linebacker or perhaps, rush from the edge too.
The guy that came in last night while we were on the air and then we had our men's basketball show last night was Dexter Foster, another linebacker out of Oregon State. So the 3 linebackers now have been added. And again, that was a position that I know they needed to find some depth there and some guys that had some experience because you have some young talent that you're really, really excited about. Vincent Schaefer's coming back, but, adding some experience and, some guys that they can add to the mix there is big. So you get another big linebacker commit out of Oregon State.
Yeah, Dexter Foster I think he dealt with a midseason injury last year. So it looks like the hope is, I would assume he'll be healthy for spring ball and get an opportunity to play in spring ball and get ready to go. So he's getting through an injury, and we'll see what that's like for him. But that's a position of need. We knew that with the guys you're leaving, Marquez Watson-Trent, Javen Wright being most notable of that group, but also some of the younger guys that you want to step up. And you brought in 3 guys that are pretty serviceable. I know Will Hawthorne. I think I say Hawthorne really weird, but he's I believe he was a Rob.
You're hearing it when you say it now?
It's your fault. Rob Dvorak, I believe, recruited Will Hawthorne.
Yes.
So there was a pre-existing relationship there that could help.
I think it's really, really hard just from my conversations that I've had with linebackers. Rob Dvorak is a heck of a recruiter. He really, really builds those genuine relationships. I think he's really, really hard to say no to. And then I think that's why you're seeing some of these guys want to come back and play for him the second time around. All right, we do have a phone call.
Oh,
Kyle.
my goodness.
You asked for it, and it specifically says that Mike wants to talk, the OGs wants to talk to Kyle. So.
Okay, all right, Mike. Bring it on, Mike.
You are on the air.
Kyle, how are you doing?
How you doing, Mike? That's the more important question. How are you doing?
I'm living the dream.
Okay, all right.
So I'm just curious. You came from Florida here to Huskerland. Curious how your first year went.
Yeah, first football season was everything I could have hoped for. We wanted a better, if you're talking about team and all that stuff from on-field standpoint, wanted a better finish, of course. But the transition early on, and Jess knows this, my head was spinning a million miles a minute. There was a lot going on, and if I didn't have Jess in those first few months, I've said this on the air, I would have been pretty lost. I mean, I would walk out of my office and not know where to go, not know who to talk to. But, the fact that I've had a chance to gain a really good relationship with the AD, the head coach, some of these other coaches too, like Fred Hoiberg is awesome, and Will Bolt will get a chance to, I'm still calling 20 or so baseball games this year. So in terms of play-by-play, the calendar isn't done for the season. But to experience Memorial Stadium on a Saturday night, the first game in Kansas City, to end it in an NFL stadium. This place is a dream, right, Mike? So it's awesome to be here. It's everything that I wanted it to be.
Awesome. Well, you and Jessica and the whole crew, you guys do an awesome job and everything. And by the way, thank you for signing my program that I sent with Jessica. I appreciate you guys doing all that. So.
I don't know how good my signature is, Mike. I tried to put a little flash on it. My signature isn't all that great.
Mine looks like it's second grade cursive writing. Man.
I think I threw GBR on there, too, for good measure. But I'm glad that we could do that for you. We really appreciate you being such an awesome listener.
That was what? Yeah. Coatney, Damon
put MVP on his, I believe.
How's Damon's signature?
And Kyle. That might be worth some money, Mike. You might need to get that framed. Maybe sell it on eBay. Man cave on my shelf that I have.
I can't do that. So, but yeah, I just wanted to call in. Kyle said nobody ever called to talk to him, so I figured I'd call in.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to me, Mike, but Mike does. So I appreciate. Mike, where are you from in the state of Nebraska?
Well, there's a very famous former Nebraska punter that used to live where I'm from.
Okay.
Sam Cook.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Seward is where I'm from.
Seward? Okay, I didn't hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
Seward. I have heard Seward multiple times. Maybe I'll get a chance to get out there at some point. So,
Hey, that'd be
thanks,
awesome.
Mike. Appreciate you.
Thanks for calling in, Mike.
Hey, shout out to the OGs in the chat room.
Shout out to all the OGs.
Shout out to the OGs. Shout out to the
All right,
OGs.
thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep,
happy
bye.
birthday, Judith. Got a request on the chat.
Happy birthday, Judith. Do we want to sing for Judith? I want to sing. Let's sing for Judith. Can we get on the mic over there too, Chris, Camden? Can we get ready to sing?
Okay, all right.
3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
We can speed it up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judith. Happy birthday to you. All right, we got to get to a break on that note. Coming up next, Amy Williams with Nebraska Women's Basketball. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. No more birthday requests for today.
Boo. From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same: a wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The Nebraska Women's Basketball Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Delighted to have the head coach for Akrs Women's Basketball, Amy Williams, here with us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's just, can't hardly believe we're in 2026.
I know. I'm going to have to, it takes me till like July to say the year right. And then I just get used to it. It's like next year.
That's right. Yeah. When you write the date, it's like you have to cross out the 5 and put the 6 for a while. But
well, you had a lot of action in a short amount of time here recently. How did you feel about how your team finished, I guess, that tough 3-game stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we're a little disappointed to come out of that with a couple of losses, and particularly one at home. I mean, we just really want to always take care of business on our home court, and so just a little disappointed. But and that was a tough stretch, 3 games in 7 days against a couple of ranked opponents, teams that are ranked above us in the poll. But, we just look forward to those opportunities that the Big Ten is going to continue to provide for us, and wanting to really capitalize and take advantage.
Yes, first loss of the season, and it is never easy to lose. You guys are competitors. How did you feel like your team handled and responded for the first time experiencing coming out on the wrong end of the scoreboard?
Yeah, well, the way that they approach things, like their response is great, because they're just hungry. They come back the next day. They want to get in the gym. They want to get extra shots. They're asking to watch film. They have the right response to, like, how can we correct the things that did not go well for us to lose that first game. And so you love that. I mean, that's all you want is a team that continues to be hungry, and those are the teams that just keep getting better.
You guys got off to a couple really great starts in those games against USC and Iowa. What did you like about how your team came out of the gate against those two opponents?
Yeah, I thought we were ready to play. We just haven't been able to string together 40 full minutes and complete ball games. And I think that, that's the one thing when we were talking as a team. Jess Petrie kind of spoke up and said, with our ability to be competitive in both of those games for 35 out of the 40 minutes, it's just those little 5-minute stretch that we, have some uncharacteristic mistakes or turnovers that the other team, that the highly ranked teams are going to capitalize on. And so we've got to find a way to kind of shut the door on those little stretches. And, I think the fact that this team and the leaders are talking about that and really kind of emphasizing that with our group is encouraging.
I was going to say, as a head coach, it's got to be both infuriating and encouraging at the same time. Yeah. that you are right there toe to toe, and then it's just a few things here or there that prevent maybe a different outcome, but then also, hey, we are right there, right?
Right. I think that's you're right. It's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, it is very encouraging, because I think this is a team that knows that, there's some things that are within our control that we can rapidly work to improve and increase. And that's been the goal all along, is to not necessarily be undefeated at the end of the season, but to be playing our best basketball down the stretch when we need it the most. And so to have a group that is this focused on how can we correct mistakes and get better tomorrow than we were today is very encouraging.
And that's a good thing, because you don't want to have already hit your peak, right? I mean, and you got some tough competition. You mentioned it. They were talking about the amount of teams that are probably going to get into the NCAA tournament from the Big Ten. It's a gauntlet ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely a gauntlet. I think the number of ranked opponents right now, but the number of teams that are unranked in our league that could make a case for being ranked. And when they're talking, I thought last year it was incredible to see 12 of the 18 teams in our league playing in the NCAA tournament. Now they're projecting 14 of the 18 teams being NCAA tournament teams. I mean, that is just incredible. It's one of the reasons why our players want to play in a league like the Big Ten, because just every night you're going to be playing against the best. But I think it says a lot for the Big Ten Conference, Big Ten women's basketball, the way that we've strategized to, and the way that the coaches in this league just keep elevating the standards for their programs. It's just every night out, it's going to be a dogfight.
What are the challenges too? Because the teams are so different too. It's not like you're seeing the same thing every single night either. I mean, you got different kinds of matchups that you're having to prepare for, sometimes on these short turnarounds.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just crazy that you could be playing against a team that's primarily like perimeter players that are going to be 5 out, and everybody on the team can shoot it, and they're your bigs are going to have to get out and play perimeter defense, or you could be playing against a couple of the best post players in the country. Yeah. And it just every night presents a new and unique challenge, and our team is really committed to wanting to be a team that is prepared and does the prep. And, so it's a little harder for us when we have short turnarounds or one-day preps or, 3 games in 7 days. But it is a team that takes a lot of pride in, watching film and understanding scouting reports and being able to play specific to what we want to do.
Do you feel like, and I know you guys are so strategic and have a lot of data and science that you can kind of tap into, but do you feel like after that stretch where the legs and bodies are at this point? Because it's still a long way to go, I know, but that was a pretty tough kind of stretch of games that you guys had to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough, and but I think, different for Britt Prince maybe than it was for, some players, like just load-wise, and, she's had to do a lot for our team with 36 minutes in each one of those games, and handle the ball with pressure and initiate offense and, pick up and defend in the full court. And, she does a lot of things for our team. And so I think, we have to take into account the load management for every player, top to bottom on the roster.
Is Britt one though that she wants to be out there, right?
Yeah, I have met very few that are more competitive than Britt Prince. I mean, she wants to compete, and she loves to be out there. Our team is obviously in a lot more kind of level of just peace and comfort when she's on the floor, because of all the things that she does for our team. But I do think that, being smart about being able to manage her is important as well.
When she continues to do what she does, I mean, I think Jeff Gracious told me over 20 points a game in Big Ten conference play. When teams start to try to take her out of it, what are some things that you're looking for your other players to do to alleviate some of that when teams try to throw different looks at you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think the positive thing is up to this point, we've had double-figure scoring out of a couple of post players, almost every game we've played this season as well, whether that be, Jess Petrie and Amaya Hargrove, or Eliza Maupin and, Petra Bojan, or, we've just had combinations of multiple forwards that have been able to find ways to be double-figure scorers for us and to contribute by sparking us with offense. And then we have, players like Callan Hake and Logan Nisley and Haley Weaver and, other players that can really come in and give you a scoring punch in droves. And I mean, I just keep going back to Logan Nisley had a quarter where she had 11 points in the fourth quarter alone. And that type of scoring impact that is her capabilities. Like, we just, when you have a player like Britt Prince, who's a very willing passer and just makes so much happen, that even if people try to really take her scoring away from her, the fact that she can still impact the game, and we have lots of other talented players that are capable of contributing, is a positive thing for our team.
She's so naturally unselfish, right? I mean, have you found this year in year 2 she's realized areas and ways where she needs to be maybe more aggressive and score more for you guys?
Well, I think the bigger thing is that she has really committed to playing and trying to really push pace whenever possible. Yeah. And I think that has allowed or created some opportunities for her to find some avenues to be a little bit more aggressive for herself, just by continuing to commit to pushing pace throughout the 40 minutes of a ball game. And so that, I think that's great, but I think everybody on our team is pouring into her and knows that, hey, we're better when you're more aggressive minded, but just having somebody that plays the game the right way and makes the right basketball plays is really fun to be her teammate. And so it's something that, I think we'll really lean into.
If you don't know her, she might seem a little quiet, but everybody says how funny she is. And she is just so well loved in that locker room.
She absolutely is. She is. She's so funny. She has this kind of little one-liners that come out like little soft and quiet and slow. And then you're just kind of like, did she say that? Like, she just is really keeps everybody on our toes, and just a fun personality, a great teammate, and just a great Husker.
So earlier you were talking about some of the things that you guys can control to improve upon moving forward. I'm sure one of those things that you're harping on is the offensive boards. I've heard you mention that a couple of times here in your post game. How can you be better in that area? What goes into not allowing teams to have success on the offensive glass?
Yeah, I think that it's a little bit about being disciplined on defense. And I think sometimes what happens is if we're in rotation defensively and we're out of position, then that leads to some of the offensive rebounds that we're giving up. And then some of it is just kind of, keeping your focus there and discipline and staying locked into that. And so, I think that the encouraging thing that everybody in our program, including, our players feels is like, it's not that we're not capable. And I think if it was something where we just physically felt like, we were incapable of being able to match up and rebound, then that would be a little bit more of a daunting thing to correct. But I think for the most part, it's just, every possession, one player kind of cleaning up and making sure that we have all 5 players being disciplined and committed to finishing defensive possessions with possession of the ball and rebounding.
The last couple of games, you've moved Eliza Maupin into the starting lineup, and she just seems to, whether it was offense or defense, provide a spark when you seem to need it. What have you liked about what you've seen out of her to be able to move her into that starting lineup?
Yeah, I think obviously we were adjusting some things heading into that Iowa game just based on personnel and matchups, and Amaya Hargrove was out of that game because of concussion protocol and missed the game, and I thought Eliza took advantage of that opportunity and really got us off to a great start, played with a lot of confidence, was able to, grab some rebounds and, go out of her area and spark us with some offensive punch. And, I think she's just really playing confidently right now, and that's something that we love to see out of her.
My mom, we were sitting up in the stands, she said, I think she'd probably be a good hurler. I was like, I think she's a good overall athlete. I think she was a track star.
She's just a tremendous athlete, that can run and jump and makes things difficult and just gives us a different dynamic.
It seems like, too, she's really bought into being a Husker, and a couple of your transfers have, and that's not always easy, right? But that's something that you look for when you're going to the portal, because it is a program that you guys are going to build from your high school recruiting and within. But when you do add those pieces, it's got to be a fit. And it seems like you guys have been really, really good at identifying what fits in your program.
Yeah, I think that's been very true. And I think Eliza, she had, great coaching, at her previous stop, and just is something where it's like her coming in is she understands about how to be a great teammate. And, she's one of 11 siblings. And so she is like, she understands how to be selfless and
being part of a family,
and what can I contribute here, and just really finding a way to just understand what the culture is, and then really kind of bring her own niche to that. And she's just been a really good addition.
Well, I know the crowds will continue to grow, but it was a fun crowd. It was Kids Day. You guys had a cool deal at the beginning where you had kids introduce the starting lineups, which is just super cute. But those young folks mean a lot to this program, and you always see it when your players come out and sign autographs. But that had to be a fun day to be able to kind of have a lot of kids in the building on Sunday.
Yeah, it was really fun. We had another just amazing crowd, and I'm just thankful to everybody that's coming out, bringing their kids out to see just a fun brand of basketball, and what I feel like are just really worthy entertainment to watch, with these young women that are going to play hard for each other. They do things the right way. They're great teammates. They celebrate each other at a high level. It's really fun to get behind them. And so to have that many kids being able to kind of cheer us on was awesome, but also just to be able to experience, some outstanding role models and mentors out there on the court fighting hard for each other.
Great stuff. Can you take us behind the curtain a little bit on just when you're talking about the game prep, how it looks different when you've got one day as opposed to 4 like you do this week, and how that impacts just how you go about preparing a team for any given opponent?
Yeah, like if we have multiple days for preparation, then we'll kind of break up, and maybe one day we just only watch film on our opponents, like personnel and maybe their transition, how they like to really attack in transition, and then we'll go out and practice, and we'll do a few things that kind of help us with build up on personnel and scouting report defense, and how we want to match up in transition, things like that. The next day then we might go into a little bit more of like their offense and what their offensive schemes are, and how they're what they do for baseline inbounds or sideline inbounds or late game execution, and how we want to try to defend those things. Then if we have another day, it's like, okay, now we've watched film on their defense and how they really, guard, and how they like to defend ball screens, or, what they've tried to do to our actions in the past years, or, things like that, to give our players, a little bit better sense of how we want to try to attack them. And when you have just a one-day prep, now all of that happens in one day. Yeah. And so the film session is a lot longer, and like what you're trying to kind of just touch on in practice, we're trying to, keep it fresh and not have practice be too long the day before a game. But there's just a lot more to kind of, squish into one day.
Yeah. Okay, so I know 2 big ones coming up, and you are adamant, your program's adamant, you don't look ahead, but you got 2 big ones at home, 2 big opportunities at home. Let's start with Indiana. This is a team that maybe just on the fringe of having a different kind of record than they have this year. Jeff Grace was telling me, but this is always a battle when you guys face Indiana.
Yes, this is a battle. I mean, it's a team that we respect. They're how hard they play, and they're a very physical, aggressive team that really gets after it. They have, 4 players in their starting lineup. They're shooting over 40% from the 3-point line, and just really prolific, very good shooters, but can go off the dribble and make some things happen, and, that realm. And then they just are adding back in a post piece that had missed 8 games due to injury. She's a transfer from UCLA that was playing really, really well, like double-doubles all over the place in their non-conference schedule, and then had to miss 8 games due to injury. But she worked back into their lineup in their last game at Maryland, and I think that's going to make a huge difference for them. So they're really kind of a different team coming in here to play us this week than what we've maybe seen here in the early parts of Big Ten play, and I think they're just getting better and better, and they have some really good, talented players.
So what will be the keys then when you're talking to Indiana to get a victory on Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for sure defending that 3-point line, and not just, giving them open looks in transition, being able to keep them off the glass and keeping them to one and done. And then, our ability to establish kind of balanced scoring, inside outside presence, those will, stand out here early in our preparation for keys.
All right. So Thursday night again, 7:00 against Indiana, and then a late night tip. Kind of unusual on Sunday against UCLA, the 4th-ranked team in the country. And I know you're all in on Indiana, but you guys have talked a lot about guarding our yard and protecting PBA. This 2-game stretch is really important for the program, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it really is. We want to be better. We want to just really do what we can to protect home court. We've had great crowds that have come out to support us there, and we want to lay it on the line. And we know how hard it is to win in this league anywhere, but doing it at home in the friendly confines with 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 Husker fans is, makes it a lot better. That gives us kind of a boost, and, it's something we want to really take advantage of and make sure we protect our home court.
Well, listen, let's make it 15 the next couple of games.
Sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. So
Huskers.com/tickets should be a couple of fun matchups here coming up for Nebraska women's basketball. Thank you so much for your time. Congrats again on the start, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Jess.
Head coach Amy Williams here with us on our Nebraska Women's Basketball Show, brought to you in part by 811. Contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Got to get to a break. More of Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com. And find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. Always appreciate the head coach, Amy Williams, stopping by and spending some time with us. Kyle, something just dawned on me. Like, I knew the men were playing Indiana and the women are playing Indiana, but I just realized that they're both playing Indiana here in 2 days.
Yes, it is. You have two really good Indiana teams.
Indiana's on TV right now. They're in a battle with Maryland.
I can guarantee you that Fred Hoiberg and the staff and the team is watching every second of this game right now at Maryland. I'll tell you what, I grew up watching Maryland basketball because ACC was it when it came to college basketball. It was the thing. Those Duke Maryland games, UNC Maryland, Duke UNC, to see the environment at Maryland where it's at now. Buzz Williams made the switch from A&M to he's now the head coach there at Maryland, so it probably will turn around pretty quick. They're 500 team overall. They're 0-3 in the Big Ten, but to see the crowd at Maryland as empty as it is to what I'm used to seeing that place, the Xfinity Center, like the days of when J.J. Redick was there and they would scream at him, and that was one of the hardest places to play for such a long time when they were in the ACC.
You know when it's not empty is when Nebraska plays there in any sport. Because a lot of
That's right.
there's a lot.
We drove past that arena when we were there for football.
But when volleyball plays there, when hoops, because there's a lot of fans over there on the East Coast that try to check out when they're at Maryland. So.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about having, Rutgers and Maryland in the Big Ten is that you get a lot of the Northeastern New York Huskers that show out, and they certainly did when the Huskers were there for football and essentially sold out that place on their own with the amount of Husker red that was there. But no, it's just weird to see the number of empty seats. But again, first year head coach making that transition over, they'll be pretty good. Buzz had A&M rolling before he left there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and work in our final break. We're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
Needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no peace of mind like knowing you have a dedicated team of technology experts working for your business around the clock. Hey Lincoln, I'm Ed Knott, president of tech company Applied Connective. It's a privilege to serve our great state for nearly 2 decades now with managed IT, cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, and audio-video solutions. Our team understands the importance of fitting you with the right technologies to help your business perform at its peak potential all day, every day. Discover more at appliedconnective.com and go Big Red.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Enhance your grilling game with Nebraska-made grill from M Grills. Wood pellet and charcoal grills made to last with Nebraska values. Check them out at mgrills.com, a proud supporter of Husker Athletics. As we welcome you back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Well, a couple of seniors getting some invites to play in some bowls, post-senior bowls, I guess, with Javen Wright and Sierra Wright going to play in the East-West Shrine Bowl, and accepted his invitation. And we saw last year, Ty Robinson really made some hay there, and a chance to really, again, put a stamp on your game and potentially increase your draft prospect. And I think, they feel pretty good about some of the guys going into it, that they're going to have some good opportunities, but another opportunity for some of these seniors. That's
a big reason, too, why DeSaul McCall didn't play in the bowl game. He had an invite to one of those types of games to help his draft stock, and that's exactly what it does. It's that last effort outside of the combine, right, and some of the other workouts that you have with teams individually to really add to your resume. So good luck to those guys, and I'm sure they're pretty pumped up, and they've put a lot into this uniform and a lot into this logo. So we root for those guys.
We absolutely do. And I think a lot of programs or a lot of franchises come in. We've chatted with Ed Foley, and they feel pretty good about a couple different guys, but once they get a few Huskers in the building, then they know that they're doing things right. They've been trained right. They know that they're going to take care of their business. And a lot of these guys, even if it's like an undrafted free agent type of opportunity, it's they're going to take a chance on a Husker over some other programs because they know it's done right here.
Yeah, I was looking today. You were talking about some of the older guys, and they're having some of the bowl games for the young incoming freshmen coming in. You wouldn't call them bowl games, but All-American games. Yeah. There's some video coming out. Tim Verghese does a great job covering a lot of this stuff, recruiting, transfer portal. But he was showing some video of Torrey Pittman, who's that big recruit they got out of Omaha. Danny Odom, who we had a chance to talk to for signing day. I think Danny Odom has a chance to start day one. He's a 5-star guy, huge out of the state of Florida. I think he's a day one. Line him up, let him go.
Yeah. It'll be and he's coming. He just had obligations
and then Pittman's a star. I mean, that's a 5-star.
Yeah.
That's a 5-star guy. It's a top 10 recruit in the country that you're going to get coming here. He's 27, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So
the next class is
Trey
huge.
Taylor and that group. And how about Trey? I mean, Trey's awesome. Just following him on Twitter. And he's just so out there. And the big tight end that is a guy
Luke
who might play
Sorensen?
some. Well, Ahmad Hudson, I think his name is, plays some basketball too. If you watch that dude is. Man, if he comes to Nebraska, that's a big time game changer.
Yeah, that class is shaping up to be very, very, very special.
Yeah, it should be a top 10 class.
The class that just signed was really neat. I brought this up on the broadcast, but it's really cool because a lot of them already here, got to go through the practices, but to see how they were on the sideline, I'm telling you, like, Luke Sorensen could not be closer to that iPad watching the breakdowns. You know, I mean, it was just, and Jamal Rule was fit in right in with the running backs. Just a lot of them were there and were apart and listening. I mean, how great of an opportunity is that to get to, I mean, obviously you wanted a different outcome, but they were absolutely soaking in all that they could to try to get a leg up. And you could tell they're just eager and hungry. And as much as people want to talk about a small group, I do think there's some really nice pieces that they brought in that are going to be able to help. Maybe not immediately, but certainly that will be able to be developed and will play a part in this program moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, there's a method to the madness, right? There's a reason why this was a smaller class. They know what's coming in 27. They probably knew how they wanted to attack the transfer portal.
Yep.
So there's reasons for why the numbers are what they are, but for somebody like Jamal Rule gets to soak up with Emmett Johnson being on campus here during the bowl time to get a little bit, I would assume, one-on-one with Emmett at practice.
He's bigger than I thought, by the way.
Yeah.
When he's standing in the running back huddle with Emmett and Mackay and Mosey, he's a big guy.
He packs a punch from that Charlotte area. I believe he played for Greg Olson, and so E.J. Barthel has the relationship with Greg Olson in that school, and he was under-recruited. He was not on the radar of a lot of teams until the Huskers decided to throw a flyer out on him. Then schools came flocking in, but that's somebody that who knows if it's a year one thing that he's an impact, but he definitely will be an impact in the years to come.
Do you foresee them bringing in a running back out of the portal?
I do. I think Damon's very high on Mackay Nelson. I think we all are very high on Mackay Nelson. I think we're high on Isaiah Mosey. His role just kind of fluctuated. It's hard, right? Because these guys didn't get a whole lot of run this year.
Yeah.
When you just didn't have to have
Mosey
them.
made the switch late.
Mosey, and then he sort of switched back right to the slot in, at max 5 snaps for some of these guys in some of these games. So for me, Mackay showed me what I needed to see in the bowl game, right? Especially in those, and then it turned into such a lopsided game that all of a sudden you're coming from behind and you have to throw the ball a lot more, and it changes the complexion of the game. The Huskers got away from that run game that was working for them pretty early. There's a lot of names in that room. We talk about Jamal Rule, but Connor Booth, man, I watched him play in fall camp, and I said, man, who the heck's this guy?
Yeah.
And then Mackay, and then Isaiah Mosey, and there's a lot of numbers there. If you bring in a guy, then I would assume you're probably going to lose somebody, right? I would be confident with Mackay Nelson being that RB1 coming into the year. I would.
I like the group. I think they've proven enough that you can maybe make them further down the priority list, I guess, adding out.
I think they will, though. I think they will add somebody, a power 4 guy, maybe
I just don't think
get a whole lot of reps.
I think there's other priorities. I mean,
Sure.
They're working on all of it, obviously, but if you start talking numbers and targets and all that, I think there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, but depth's always a good thing, and they know that. So
For sure.
They'll
It was just rare that it wasn't needed as much this year.
Yeah.
That's a rarity, what Emmett did.
And look, E.J. Barthel and the way that he has these guys prepped up, ready to go, we'll be excited for that.
All right, that's going to do it here for hour number 1. Coming up, second hour of tonight, we will make some college football picks here in the college football playoffs, semifinals. We're going to hear from Peter Kobelt, head coach for men's tennis. So, whole nother hour coming your way here on Sports Nightly. Keep it here.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for Holland. campers, ATVs. You know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Good evening, I'm Christopher Sullivan-Diaz, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. 10th-ranked Nebraska basketball team remained undefeated on Monday night, using a late 9-0 run to defeat Ohio State, 72-69 at Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Nebraska led for the majority of the game, but found itself trailing 58-57 with under 5 minutes to play, but the Huskers responded with a decisive 9-0 run to turn the 1-point deficit into an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes to play. The Nebraska women's basketball team is back at home on Thursday night, hunting for its third Big Ten Conference victory when the Huskers play host to Indiana. Tip-off between the number 25 Huskers and the Hoosiers at Pinnacle Bank Arena is set for 7 p.m. with tickets available now at Huskers.com. Finally, in an NBA doubleheader tonight, the Nuggets face the Celtics, and at 8:30, the Lakers are on the road in San Antonio to face the Spurs. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, the discipline process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Hoiberg comes to the right, comes to the left, puts his head down, drives it, kicks it, mast, another three, and he's got it! Bang, oh, bang, oh, bang, oh, bang, oh! Holy smokes, sprint mass! Horn set, 2 guys on the elbows, 2 in the corner. Jamarcus bounce pass, Prager who pops out to catch it, 40 seconds to go, 9 on the shot clock. Prager steps back, starts down the right side, mishandles it, pivots, drop step, puts it up! Got it! Prager puts it up and down! And one for the fabulous freshman. Prager gives Nebraska a 4-point lead, 69-65, 32 seconds left to go.
8 gets switched on, deep left side, Weaver, 4, 3 seconds to shoot. Deep left side, 1 on the shot clock, Hargroves, 3, you betcha! A buzzer-beating Central Valley 8-3 by Amaya Hargrove.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks and Jessica Coody, and we're going to make some picks here in just a few minutes.
We
just
have
got to
to
keep reminding that Kyle is in the running to be last.
Look, I deserve it. I deserve it.
But listen, Nick Hanley also, we got to throw him under the bus too. If we're going to throw you under the
Nick's
bus,
my guy,
he's right there with you.
I was talking to Nick today. We're trying to work out our travel for some of these baseball trips, working with him and Ben this season. So Nick's good in my book, and we're losers when it comes to the picks. There's no way around it. We are losers. And I talked a big game. You know, when I won the 1 week that I won, I was talking a big game, so I got to eat it.
Yeah, and then you thought you were just going to come back and beat Searles. Now you can't even catch Searles.
Yeah, which is tough. And that's, you know, when you
know he's going to let you know about it.
You can't beat the big hoggy, whatever
No,
we call
don't
him.
do that.
That's his nickname, folks.
Don't
Big
do
Hoggy.
that.
Make sure
he's
you tweet at him.
He's not going to like that. I'm going to tell him.
Big super agent
I'm going to
Hoggy.
text him right now.
Big
He's
Hoggy.
going to be so mad.
Searles is probably the busiest man on planet Earth right now.
Yes.
He's an agent of a lot of guys in college athletics. So
Yep.
if there's anybody, maybe we should have a segment with Searles after the portal is done.
So I've talked to him about that. We've done a little bit on the sideline slice, but I actually talked to him for 30 minutes last night, and he was telling me some things, and it's just even because he's actually certified and actually has gone through the process, knows what he's doing, has actually played in the NFL.
Which isn't the case everywhere. Some of these guys that get represented.
Well, and that's the thing is like it's not just these programs that are affected by the people that don't know what they're talking about. It's also the kids and then also the other agents that are having to deal with them. You know, some of these agents coming in and making false promises to guys that they're never going to be able to deliver on. But, you know, you got guys like Searles are going to be honest with them, like, hey, this is what we can do for you, and this is what you know, they're not giving you any kind of false hope because that's what you should be doing. But there's so many that are doing the opposite, and I think we're seeing some of that kind of unfold, and it's not good. They've got to get a handle on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that won't have a spot because of agents that are leading them the wrong way, and so I think that'd be a really cool conversation down the line. Now, you can't talk in specifics when you have somebody on and you can't talk about specific players or situations, but just the overall of what this has devolved into. Yeah. He has a better purview than anybody.
I think he also has some ideas, too, of what could be helpful moving forward, which I think is also kind of pertinent. A guy that played it, he's been around it, and now he's a part of it on the other side of it, just kind of picking his brain on okay, so everybody's kind of throwing out ideas, right? Nothing's working right now, but what could work? And so I'd be fascinated to hear his take on that too. But yeah, so Searles is not going to be a part of the picks this week because he is so busy and is out and about, and we were trying to make sure we got Josh involved because Josh is the keeper of everything, and so we needed to get him in here, and he has a brand new baby. So
Josh is maybe a little busier than Searles nowadays.
That's
the only one.
Before we get too far away from it, though, I did want to announce the weekly winners for the chat. They did not have a good week at all. The winners were 500, 5-5, Sandy and Justin. So congratulations to the winners. But Dryce is basically led like Josh has led from wire to wire. Dryce is 106 and 61. Shane is second. I don't know, unless Shane just goes opposite of everything Dryce does from here on out. He can't catch him.
I think that's the move, Shane.
So, yeah, Shane just needs to wait and see what Dryce does and go the opposite of everything, see if he can catch him. All right, so again, congratulations, guys. We've had fun with those guys playing along with us all season long. So we will announce that winner when it's official. Dryce, we'll announce you again here in a couple of weeks. But all right, so I've been asked this several times over the last couple of days, so I'll just ask you this: which portal edition are you most excited about?
I would say the quarterback, just because of the importance of the position. Watching more tape on him. I watched a little bit of the Mountain West championship game with UNLV. They played at Boise State and lost, but they had a 10-win season. He is much more of a dual threat quarterback. You know, Damon always likes to create that difference between somebody who is effectively mobile and somebody who is a true dual threat. I think Calandria is a true dual threat quarterback. So to see him and how he would work in Dana's offense, I think is probably number one just based on the position. I think two would be Chambliss, Owen Chambliss, the linebacker from San Diego State. Like I said, he was a production machine with Rob Orich. And it's good to have guys that have played under Coach Orich to come in and that understand the scheme, understand his system. That'll help the guys that are already here and that are new to the program, help them along a little bit. So he'll be big in that regard. But from a production standpoint, you mentioned linebacker, what you lose and what you need to continue to bring in that, what we mentioned, alpha presence. I think Owen Chambliss is a guy that is exactly what this program needed. He's needed. He's one of the top linebackers out of the portal. It's what you needed to get.
Good answers there. I'm going to go in opposite direction because I just love the name, Dwayne McDougal. That is a name.
I like that.
I like that name.
He should play a big role, and I don't think they're done in that secondary as well.
I needed to add some, you lost a lot of experience last year with.
And you got a tree on the offensive line.
Yes, and I think the defense was definitely affected by not having Deshaun Singleton out there in the bowl game.
For
sure. You could tell he was, even the coaches were trying to talk with him on the sideline, and he was trying to communicate, but he was missed sorely in that game against Utah. The other guy that I'm really excited about because Searles is, and I trust him more than anybody when he's talking about offensive linemen, but he is very, very excited about Brendan Black.
Mm-hmm.
He's
3 years of starter experience. I think overall as a class so far, you got a lot of guys that have played a lot of games, which is a good thing. And Brendan Black being one of those, he's a plug-and-play starter. Same thing goes with Tree Babalade from South Carolina and his experience primarily at right tackle. I think he's played both tackle positions, but he is a plug-and-start right away right tackle, and that's exactly what you needed, and I think that's what we're hoping for, too, on the defensive line, that you're bringing in guys that are experienced and that are plug-and-play right away, plug-and-start right away. But those are the players that are a little bit more high-priced.
All right. Do you think, because we're going to let you get out of here tonight, do you think we hear some news tomorrow?
I do.
Yeah.
I think today was a slow day, but I think today was a slow news day, which means there's a lot happening behind the scenes. I don't have any information on that, but that's just my guess. I think we will get some clarity on the defensive line, hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, so and then also last night while we were on the air, some other news unfolded just in terms of the landscape of college football. What's your take on the whole Damon Williams thing and how that might unfold?
I think it's a good thing, ironically enough, because it draws a line in the sand of the ridiculousness. that we finally have something that's so ridiculous that we can all come together as power conferences, as all these commissioners who can't seem to agree on anything, number of games, this, that, and the other, the playoff expansion, that this, and I think Big Ten ADs, I read, had a meeting today, which would include Troy, and they all were in favor of Washington, and that this is just a ridiculous thing. He was under contract. I believe the contract he signed was probably $4-ish million with Washington. And LSU, I believe, came in. LSU, I think, is rumored to be the school that's after him. Probably gave him a few more $1 million to try and get out of it. But the thing is that if we're signing contracts and we're signing legally binding agreements, then what the heck are we signing?
Yeah.
What exactly are we signing? What are contracts that are being signed? It's like somebody's big-time NFL free agent signs a contract and says, no, I don't actually want to go to the Chargers. I want to go to the Patriots. Well, you signed a contract. So I just don't know how any of this is allowed at all.
Yeah, definitely got to make some tweaks.
But then the backside of it, too, is do you want somebody on your team that clearly wants out and is your biggest position? Do you want to force your quarterback to be here? Like, it's in the NBA. When your superstar wants out, they're eventually going to get out.
Right, yeah.
I think it's the same thing here. There's nothing you can do. It's so ridiculous, but there's nothing Washington probably can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I went on David Show this morning, and he was asking me about the transfer portal windows and moving it to the spring. But it's that same kind of problem. If you've got guys that want to go, what are you going to do with them in the spring?
Like, Damon Williams is a guy that could hold out. He could hold out, and then all of a sudden you've fallen behind. Like, they're bringing in quarterbacks, Washington. They're bringing in the guy from Missouri who was rumored maybe to come here. So you have to bring in guys for visits at quarterback because you have to have some sort of option. If you're Williams and you sit out, you got to have somebody play the position. Crazy.
That's going to be a fascinating story to follow, for sure. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, got to get to a break because we got to make some picks. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. With Allo plus DirecTV plus Allo Mobile, you get the ultimate teamwork. Internet you can count on, TV you can stream anytime, anywhere, and nationwide coverage you can depend on. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers.
Think a bunch of IT gurus would have anything in common with a dominant college volleyball team? Hey Lincoln, I'm Ed Knott, president of Applied Connective, serving Nebraska businesses for nearly 20 years. We're proud to have a few things in common with our beloved Huskers, namely that we're also a group of hardworking and highly skilled individuals that make up one dynamic team. From our IT and cybersecurity all-stars to our phone, physical security, infrastructure, and audio-video pros, we're one team that can expertly manage all your technologies. Discover why it's a game changer to partner with us at appliedconnective.com. And as always, go Big Red.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by
Akrs,
the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. It's time to make our final picks. Well, I guess we'll still pick the national championship, but I guess we'll figure out how that looks moving forward. But we're going to have a pick segment this week because we've got the college football semifinal. So Searle's out of town. He's busy. He couldn't join us. We do have his picks, so he will be participating because he's in a battle for second currently with Camden and myself. Josh is the outright winner. Nobody could catch him. He dominated once again last week, finished the way he basically started, second or third weekend of the season, just domination. So congratulations, Josh.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
More ways than one. Congratulations on your picks championship, but also we made the announcement last night. You got a new addition.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. No, I don't know which one I'm more proud of. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Picks might be still up there. Who knows?
No. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. So, but yeah, I am excited about winning the picks. Especially, it was a worst to first story. I was last year. So Kyle, there is hope for you.
Thank you.
Next
yes.
year.
Backhanded thing. But
yes.
Thank you very much.
Camden went from first to worst too.
See, and we said my issue though was that Josh and I were jostling, and so
that's
every time I went opposite of Josh. But Josh is never wrong, and so therefore I am wrong on 9 out of the 10 picks I do different. So,
well, update the folks. How is Oswald doing? How'd you get the name? Or is that what he's going by?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We haven't decided yet. We might go with Ozzy sometimes as a nickname, but yeah, no, it's not a family name or anything. I mean, we both like kind of older names, more classic names. My wife's also a teacher, so she kind of appreciates ones that aren't quite as common. So. But yeah, no, he's doing great and mom's doing great. So yeah, we're excited.
We're saying maybe a future linebacker. He was pretty big.
He's a big guy. Yeah, no, he was, yeah, we didn't, I mean, all of our kids have been pretty big so far. So we're building a football team, I guess.
Well, congratulations again. We're happy for you and Victoria. So I wanted to give an update there. You'll be in and out here the next few weeks, but we're glad to have you part of the picks because you were the champion. We couldn't have a pick segment without the champ. So here we go. All right, so going back to last week again, Josh is once again the weekly winner. He goes 9-2. 9-2. The interns and Searles go 6-5. I go 5-6. Nick and Kyle go 4-7, and Camden 3-8.
See, but there were so many that could have gone the other way. You know what I mean? Like I picked LSU, and they only lost by 3. Like that easily could have switched where I win and all you lose.
Butts for candy and nuts, we'd all have a good Christmas. I mean, what are we talking about here? I could play
Kyle's season-long story.
I'd be 50 games over 500 if half the one-possession games went my way. Look, that's life. Sometimes life knocks you down. It's in my book. It's coming out next month. Sometimes life knocks you down. You just got to get back on the horse, get ready for next year. I can tell you what, nobody's going to work harder in the off-season like I'm going to work to make sure my picks are ready to go and that I win this thing and that I'm wearing that crown. This visual right now is the one
motivifying.
It's
take a picture.
It's a photographic
put it on your screensaver.
I told Fred Hoiberg yesterday, I said, you have such a great photographic memory. For me, this is my photo. that is my inspiration throughout the offseason, because you know what? For my fans, it wasn't good enough this year. It just wasn't good enough. I need to be better, and an evaluation process is underway.
You still have a chance to not finish in last. We're just going to put that out there. Okay? All right, so let's go quickly over a few of the games. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, which was between Clemson and Penn State. We all went Clemson. Josh waved the Big Ten flag, and you got it right.
Clemson was awful. Oh, they were bad.
Yeah.
Offensively, they were about as bad. Now it was cold there.
It was the home field advantage, right? That's what I said. It was
and they were playing for their guy, Coach Smith, and it was his last game, and carrying him off on their shoulders. And so I probably didn't play that much into their win one for the Gipper type of game, because it was the last for Terry Smith, and they had already hired the new coach, I believe, at that point, Matt Campbell. So that was his game to win, and Clemson didn't show up.
Listen, that was not the only game, because also Tennessee and Illinois, you were also waving the Big Ten flag there, and you also get that one right, and the rest of us get it wrong.
Yeah, no, that's true. That was more of just a gut feeling for like how Bulls go, like who's going to be motivated, and I feel like Brett Bielema's the type of coach that will get a team up for even a bowl game. So
how about another year where the SEC just does not play well in bowl games? Now, granted, transfer portal, motivation, all those things, but at least eventually these games got to start going your way if you're the SEC.
I don't know. I mean, you're the SEC stan around here.
I'm a Big Ten guy now.
Hey, how about USC and TCU? I would say TCU won it, but it was more so USC lost that one, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to the game.
I know.
Was it on New Year's Eve or the 30th or one of those days? I remember we were walking around Vegas and Mandalay Bay, and I think I had TCU in that game. I probably was wrong.
No, you had USC.
Did I have USC?
You had USC.
You had TCU.
I can't believe I did that. I thought I had USC.
No, that was a wild end to the game because TCU got almost pushed out of field goal range in overtime. And
so it was the missed tackle where they had the guy dead to rights. It was the walk-off touchdown.
Your memory is not very good because you were the one in Vegas saying how embarrassing that loss was for USC.
It was, the guy had him one-on-one pinned up against the sideline, and there's this picture that they put out that was out on Twitter. It's like, how do you not at least shove the guy out of bounds or make the tackle?
He was going to maybe get him back in field goal range, but he should not have gotten the first down or
that
touchdown.
Was tough. That was a tough loss.
And another SEC loss and Big Ten win is Iowa and Vandy.
Iowa loves bowl games, especially in Tampa, right? I feel like that's their thing. If they play a bowl game in Tampa, they're gonna play well and they're gonna win it.
That was one that I got wrong, but I'm just a never Iowa guy. So
well, college football playoff, we all got Ohio State wrong, so that one did not hurt anybody. But that was.
I would have picked Miami with the spread. If we were doing spreads, I think it was like 7.5.
It was 9.5 is what I had written.
I just think, and maybe this is leaning to where I'm going this weekend, or for the games coming up. I don't know which game's Thursday, which game's Friday.
Thursday's Miami.
Their defense is just, they're two edge rushers, Mesidor and they are just a different breed of human being, man. They are the real deal.
Well, Oregon and Texas Tech, Kyle and Camden go Tech.
Could you believe Texas Tech, that offense? Maybe they didn't spend enough money on that. I was just sitting there.
Maybe they play in the Big 12, Kyle.
What's that?
Maybe they play in the Big 12, Kyle.
Did I say Big 10?
No, I'm just telling you.
Oh,
That's why they couldn't do anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's that. But I was sitting there just waiting. 3-0, 6-0. Okay, let's go. And then there's just nothing there. Credit to Oregon. I think we might have downplayed Oregon a little bit. I don't think I didn't pick Oregon. But credit to that. Texas Tech defensively, I think they did enough to win the game. Offensively, they just didn't show up.
Josh Searles and we all picked Oregon. That you two were the ones that were. I don't know what the rest of them went, but I know on the air, that's how that played out. We all picked Indiana. All got that right. Bama looked like they didn't even belong in the college football playoff. I'll just throw that out there. Nick Saban.
I think sometimes we don't put enough on how good Indiana is.
Yeah,
right. I think we put too much into the history of what Bama was. And they won a game in the playoff, right? So, like, Notre Dame wants to pound their chest, and we should have been in. Well, Miami's in the semifinal, and Alabama won a game on the road at Oklahoma. That matters, too. I just don't think – I just think we still downplay the whole Indiana against –
sure.
Nobody thought Alabama could – well, this Indiana team could blow them out for sure.
Yeah, they're salty. And can we get a round of applause? Camden got one right. He got the Ole Miss. No, that wasn't you. Oh, you got you and Josh both got that.
I got Ole Miss.
That's a solid pick.
Camden and Josh both got Ole Miss. The rest of us picked Georgia.
Solid pick.
I needed one, so would have been worse.
It would have been 2 losses or
Just
2
think
wins.
of if you're Lane Kiffin, right? Who I think eventually went to the game. I think he was at a women's basketball game that night, and it was rumored he was going to be there with the governor of Louisiana. He eventually, I think, went to the game. You got to feel. How do you feel if you're Lane Kiffin? One, you're getting paid
So
by
you got
each
more
win,
money, right?
Right, but the fact that they're winning without him there, and Pete Golding's the leader of the team, and I think Golding is downplaying sort of Lane's influence on the offense a little bit with Charlie Weiss and all that, saying this is Charlie's offense and Weiss is going back. I just wonder how Lane is dealing with all of it, and how many of the guys, I assume everybody's coaching, all of the assistants that are going back and forth, that was sort of in limbo, right? How many coaches were actually going to be able to coach in this semifinal? If you're him, yeah, you're making more money by the win, but you got to wonder how he feels without him there. They're playing in the semifinal. You can win a national championship at Ole Miss. That's what's crazy about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never could have left, and eventually could have been the LSU coach in 3 years where people were a little less angry, right? That's, for me, like you could have won a national championship at Ole Miss and not have to deal with all the headache of having to win a certain amount of games every single year at LSU.
I mean, I think if anybody could get in the mind of Lane Kiffin, they'd probably want to know all that, but none of us can. So, all right, the question ended up being kind of interesting because it was tight the whole way through. But Josh came up with the question: will the combined run-pass ratio be 59%?
This was something.
Run. On the ground, and it was really like
58
like a point and a point. Like,
well, we figured out if they ran the final
if it was like
plays,
the last
it would have
5
went
plays,
over.
yeah, it would have gone the other way.
Damon scoffed at the notion of it being the under too before the game.
Yeah.
Well, no, and we were tracking it throughout the game, and it was pretty much over the entire way until
we got
fourth
behind.
quarter, and then it was.
We mentioned it on the air too because Josh had tweeted it out, and that was the only thing in the balance left in the bowl game, right? With the way the scoreboard was, and I thought it was fascinating. You hit it right on the nose, but the way the matchup was, right, and Nebraska had a lead too early, so they could run the ball a little bit more. Had success running the ball in the first 2 drives, and then Utah. That all of a sudden Utah starts, gunning it downfield, and they had a lot more success in the passing game too. But
they're just
thought to be sure
a lot more variables than there usually would be.
We were all on the edge of our seats, even though the game was out of hand at that point. Searles was texting for minute by minute updates,
and he thought he got it wrong, but he was with me and got it right with the under. So.
Wow. So again, overall standings going into, I guess we'll have one final pick here, but Josh running away with it, 123 and 62. Interns are 13 games behind, 110 and 75. I am 1 game behind the interns, 109, 76. Searles and Camden are 1 game behind me, 108, 77. Nick's 103, 82, and Kyle is 102, 83. So Nick and Kyle out of getting anywhere close to Searles, Camden, or me, the interns, but there's a battle there at the back. So are you the toilet bowl champion, or are you, going to get second to last?
Wow.
So we'll see how you perform this week.
Wouldn't I prefer to be a champion of some sort, even if it's the toilet bowl champion?
I don't know.
It's a better story if you come from the very bottom.
You know what? That's right.
Were you the last place?
I was last place last year.
So it can happen. It can happen.
Worst to first.
All right, so we have a couple games to pick. The college football semifinal up first on January 8th. So my brother's birthday. Happy birthday to my brother. It always seems to be some kind of big football game. But Ole Miss, Miami in the Fiesta Bowl, 6:30 on ESPN. And I believe both of these games are 3.5-point spreads, right?
Yeah, that's what I looked at.
And Miami favored 3.5 in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, Josh, you are the winner. You get to go first.
I'm actually going to pick the underdog in this game. I was so impressed with how Ole Miss played in their game against Georgia. Their heart, their fight, and all that. I think that Miami is probably going to cause some issues, like you said, Kyle, with what they can do on the defensive line. But Chambliss kind of showed me too that he can scramble and get out of trouble and make plays even with guys in his face. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss. I think that they're just going to keep riding that wave of momentum that they've had so far.
All right, interns?
They went with Miami.
Okay, and Nick goes?
He also goes with Miami. Hurricanes.
All right. Searles goes with Ole Miss. Searles goes with Ole Miss here. I I don't know what to do now because
There's so many variables I'm thinking about now.
I know. I'm like
we're doing the meme with all the math equations.
I'm trying to be
Pretty
the
much.
second place winner here. That's what we're playing for now. So it's kind of a little bit strategic. This came back to bite me last year. I tried to go all in on winning. I ended up finishing third instead of second. I think I'm going to go with Miami.
Okay.
I'll
Camden?
go Ole Miss then.
All right. So you're picking with Searles.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I think we know where I want to go, right? Considering what I've been saying for the last 10 minutes.
You could just be the same as Nick,
Could
and
I
then it
could I
goes down
flip
to
it on
one.
the other game?
Yeah.
Because I kind of have a feeling of who Nick and who we all are going to go with in the next game. Do I flip it? I want to go with Miami in this game, and then we'll see what the next game presents. But I just think defensively they're going to put this game in the mud, and it's going to be close. If Carson Beck doesn't turn the ball over, I think he's played well. If he does not turn the ball over, Miami wins this game, and they would have a national championship game on their home field in Miami. How about that? Pretty wild.
Wow. Okay, so the other one coming up on January 9th in the Peach Bowl is Oregon, the 5 seed versus number 1 Indiana, and this is a 3.5 point spread too.
Yeah, Indiana.
I was kind of shocked by that, but of course these teams met earlier in the year. It was one of the iconic games of the season at Oregon. Indiana ends up, that's what really put them on the map, I'd say. College game day was there, but so Indiana wins the first meeting. So this is round 2. Searles goes Indiana. I am going to go opposite here. I'm going to go with Oregon. Even though they're without a running back, they're short there, but I think Oregon found something. They're kind of on a roll. They've got something to prove. Again, you had the same logic last week on a couple of games about beating a team twice. So give me Oregon, and I know I'll probably be going against the grain here, but I'm okay with it.
Okay. To go against you, I'll go Indiana.
I'll probably be the only one, but that's okay.
You're looking at probably pick 1 and pick 2 in the NFL draft, right? Mendoza and Dante Moore, if Moore decides to go to the NFL. I think Oregon's defense showed me something in this past game, considering what they gave up against James Madison. I think they came out on a mission. This is 2 really good quarterbacks. Give me Dan Lanning in this spot. I know it's crazy to pick against Kurt Cignetti, and this is me thinking where Nick Hanley's going to pick, really 90%.
Yeah.
But I think Oregon has I've said it probably all year. I think Oregon's a legitimate national championship team, and put my money where my mouth is here.
Very good.
All right.
I've got Indiana. I feel like after watching last week, it's hard to pick against Kurt Cignetti and the mission he seems to be on at this point. So I'm going Hoosiers, and Nick and the interns are also with Indiana. So
I was going to say, watch Nick choose Oregon, and you're just choosing the same.
Would I
All
be
right.
able to have flipped if he picked?
Because we let Nick go. We let you hear Nick's answer first on the last one, so that's why I tried to keep it fair on that one. Okay, so and then Josh came up with a little question, so we had another extra pick this week.
I did, yeah, another chance to mix things up a little bit here. So, question is for the combined between these 2 semifinal games, will the largest lead in these games be a combined more or less than 21.5 points? So, largest lead at any given point in the Miami Ole Miss game, and largest lead in the Oregon Indiana game at any point.
So
Well, that would be
together.
add them together.
Combined, yep.
Yeah.
So,
So
like
like
10
let's-
and 9.
Right. Or
So 19.
And at any point in the game.
at any point in the game.
So it could be
it's-
like 14-0, and
and
the
then
other
the final
team.
score, if the final score is 3 points, that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the largest lead. Yep. So I can go first if you want. I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the over in this one. I feel like with these questions, it only takes one team that kind of throws it off kilter. And again, they could be close games, but all it takes is one team to get out by 14, and then you're already basically there. So.
Searles goes less. I think I'm also going to go less, even though I don't know why I ever pick against Josh in this.
We went through my total record on Josh's questions, and they're terrible.
Because you picked against him?
Well, usually. And so Josh goes over, I'll go over.
All right.
I'm gonna go over. I think Josh's point. I think like Miami could get a pick 6 and get out quick to a 14-0 lead, but that's not indicative into what the finals could be, a field goal still at the gun. But I think in either one of these games, I could very much see Indiana getting off to a really, really fast start, and you're looking at a game that what you see in the first quarter is nowhere what you see in the fourth quarter. So I'll take the over.
Yeah, and we've got Nick. He has the over. The interns went under. So.
Okay. All right. So the only chance
only
you
one
got.
you're different is
You got to be a big Oregon fan in this one.
Well, I got that, and Nick has the over too.
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And next
week championship
And then
game.
if you're tied, then you have to go the opposite.
Then I think we just fight to the death.
Bring him in studio and we can put up a cage.
We just fight to the death on camera.
Oh,
Perfect.
good stuff. Good stuff.
Live stream.
All right. Well, again, those are our
No, audio only. Audio only fight to the death.
Sports Nightly college football picks, which are brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Kyle, do you know where those offices are?
Is it Lincoln and Columbus?
You got it.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Do I get a point? Extra point?
No, you don't.
That's a shame.
You should know that by now. You co-host the show.
Yeah. Searles didn't lose any points too. It's another week he's not here. We got to start docking points here.
Well, in his defense, we were trying to go with Josh's schedule, not Searles. Usually we pick around Searles. So
what's the nickname he
He's got the 3-day-old.
Is he the
we
big
gave him
hoggy?
the nod.
Hoggy.
Hoggy? Big hoggy?
Oh,
Searles?
I called him that in the big dog hoggy, and he said, "Don't do that."
What's that from? Is that a nickname from another team?
It is Indiana. They call their offensive line the
linemen.
Hoggies, and he said that's the worst nickname he's ever heard.
Yeah, that's
so
not
I
great.
called him
Well,
Big
like
Dog.
Washington used the Hogs, right? But Hoggy's weird.
Yeah, he said, "Don't ever call me that." So don't ever call him
so
Big
we'll
Dog
be sure
Hoggy.
to call him that multiple times.
I also heard shout out Shane on the chat. Apparently, that he called into Big Red Reaction and was giving him a hard time on his handicap. So Searles, you might have a better handicap than Searles.
Said JB had a better one, he said.
Well, JB's a really good golfer. He golfs a lot in the summer, so he's really good. But all right, so we got to get to a break here. More of Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. We let Kyle get out of here tonight. We wanted to talk some men's tennis here tonight. We talked women's tennis last night, but had a chance to catch up with the head coach, Peter Kobelt, as the team has hit the court this week for their first official practices leading into the spring season. They had a great fall, so trying to build off of that here in the spring in these first few practices. They had practice number 1 on Monday, and I had a chance to catch up with the now third-year head coach here with the Huskers, and you could tell he's really excited about his group. Well, how was day one for the guys?
Day one's great. Day one's always fun. All the guys are back. There's a lot of energy. Everyone's excited to be back on campus and all back together. We got a great group of guys. We have one new player that's joining us, so getting him acclimated and ready to go. But he fits the team perfectly, and 9 guys this spring, so we're excited.
I know you guys got a lot of good work in the fall, but this day one here, how important was it to set the tone? I heard you kind of hit the ground running with this one, day one. Yeah,
our sports performance director with NAPL tried to say, hey, we got to go a little lighter day, so we didn't go quite as long, but yeah, we set the tone for sure. I think it's important, especially for Matt, who's just getting here, to get him into the flow of things, see how we practice, see how we do things. But the guys that have been here know what the deal is, and they all practice and prepared over break. So nothing too crazy, but yeah, fun to run around, yell and scream a little bit, get the guys on their toes, hit the ball hard, that sort of stuff. But good to be back.
This time a year ago, you were putting together the beginnings of a historic season here with this program. You lost a lot of guys that competed a lot for you. How do you feel about this group being able to build and continue to, set new heights for this program going into this season?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that we talked about in the fall, and we'll talk about again in a few days when we have our team meeting. But each team's different. Just because you had success last year doesn't mean you're going to have success this year, and vice versa. So each team's different. We have 2 great leaders, 2 captains, Henry and Leo. They understand their job, and the guys are really anxious and excited. We have a great schedule, a lot of home matches coming up here at the Dillon Tennis Center. A lot of great opportunities, and the Big Ten's extremely tough. We're going to have our chances. We're going to have our opportunities to have another great year. So you can't get too far out in front. My job is to kind of see the forest through the trees. And the guys just need to stay focused and have great practices each and every day. And I think if we can keep doing that and the guys can stay focused and give their best effort each and every day, each and every practice, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Year 3 for you. You had an extremely successful career as a player yourself, but culture, I know, is so important, and how these guys attack every single competition is, I know, very important to what leads to success for a program. Do you feel like this program is where you want it to be in terms of the culture and that mentality that you want to instill in the guys here?
For sure. I think, I was interim head coach for a year. Last year was my first year as the head coach. So this is kind of the year where the team should start to be taking on, my personality. And each year it should get more and more, in my opinion, it should look more and more like the way I would like it to look. So we talk about it every day. We work hard every day. The standards are really high every day. I think in today's age, with NIL and rev share and all these things that are going on, I think the culture piece is is as important as it ever has been. So for me, the main things are still the main things, and we focus on those every day, and my job is to kind of figure out everything else. But for the guys, the culture is extremely important.
Okay, so what does that look like for people maybe considering coming out and checking you guys out this season?
Yeah, so I've told you before, Jessica, but when the fans come out and watch the men's tennis team here, they're going to see themselves. They're going to see hardworking, blue-collar people that love to compete, that love to win. It's truly an honor to be the head coach here, and our guys feel the same way being student athletes here. And you're going to see a team that loves each other, that competes as hard as they can, and will do anything on the court within the rules, obviously, to win and represent Nebraska the best way they can.
Hitting the ground running here. You got lots of home matches here this season as well, but 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away. Next Saturday, we have a doubleheader against Omaha. The new head coach up there, Hunter Clarks, is doing a really nice job. They've always been good. They're going to be good again this year, so that'll be a great test to start the year. And then, we have Memphis coming to town the next weekend, and then Arkansas, Air Force, Ole Miss. We have a great out-of-conference schedule, and then obviously the Big Ten this is the best it's ever been, in my opinion. We have probably 4 top 10 programs right now on paper. You never know how it plays out, but on paper, like the Big Ten, this is as strong as it's ever been. So we got our work cut out for us for sure, but it's for the fans here that love tennis, that want to come out and watch tennis. The whole spring, you'll be able to find great matches here at the Dillon Tennis Center, and we would love for you guys to come out and support us.
Always free, and almost always you have great giveaways as well. But what does the atmosphere do for your guys when they're, again, trying to put together a season and continuing to build and compete for some of those titles?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It's a lot of schools say it's the 6th man or the 12th man. It's the same in tennis. It's the 7th man. So the crowd's great. We had some record attending crowds last year that played a huge role for us. Our guys love to play in front of fans. They love it. They love the support. But when you come and watch, you're allowed to scream, you're allowed to yell, you're allowed to get involved. This isn't Wimbledon or any of these professional matches. It's just like any other college sports. There are some small things that you have to pay attention to, but we want the fans to come out. We want you guys to be involved. We want you come Jessica, come on out and get involved, get everyone going. But yeah, the fans make a huge difference, and we hope to have some more great crowds this spring.
Great stuff there from Peter Kobelt, the head coach for Nebraska men's tennis, as he takes over a second full season officially as the head coach, the interim there, year 1. But again, getting underway January 17th on it's a Saturday, so a week from this Saturday against Omaha, 11 a.m. It's always free out there at the Dillon Tennis Center. And we've heard Troy say it a lot here on the show. This is a rising star. We talk a lot about the roster of coaches here at Nebraska and how lucky we are, and from top to bottom, he's another one of those young rising stars here, and he has got the program headed in the right direction. So get on out there and check out the program here coming up, starting a week from this weekend. All right, got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up the show next.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Welcome back. Final few minutes left here of Sports Nightly on this Wednesday night edition. We let Kyle hop out of here, so I'm actually going to bring in Christopher because Chris is going to be on the call for Husker Wrestling coming up on Friday night as they get underway with Big Ten competition. Purdue coming up, again, at home inside the Devaney Center. 7 o'clock is when that thing starts. I had a chance to chat with Jacob Van D here earlier today. We'll play that conversation for you later in the week. But Christopher's all in on wrestling, knows all about it, has been studying it up. And nothing is easy in the Big Ten, Chris, but when you are looking just at the overall kind of matchup, what are some of the weights and the matchups individually that we can be excited for or maybe circle going into this one?
I think when you look at this matchup, there's plenty of ranked guys, but then you look at 157, and that's an NCAA's rematch from the championship round between Antrell Taylor and Joey Blaze, where Antrell took him right down to the wire, and Blaze was considered the favorite in that weight class, aside from Tyler Kasak from Penn State. So you're really looking at a matchup between those two where Antrell looks to establish that he is still the top dog at 157 in the Big Ten.
Great stuff. Yeah, and that was a magical run for Antrell. Of course, became a national champion, so that was a big part. So a lot of eyeballs on that one. I know heavyweight's been a big conversation too. You think we'll see AJ Ferrari back in that heavyweight spot on Friday?
I think without a doubt you're going to definitely see AJ back, especially with Big Ten slate coming right around the corner. You're going to see him take on a good heavyweight for Purdue. I mean, now's the time to start getting into the swing of things, especially with Iowa right around the corner for Nebraska.
Yeah, you got some tough ones coming up. I know Mark Manning, when he met with the media earlier this week, said that he's kind of been battling a toe injury and that they are hoping to have him back on Friday. So went on with Damon Benning earlier this morning and was talking a lot about with Mark Manning. He finds a way to get him going at the right time. You don't want to be at your best in November. You want to be at your best come into February and into March. And so it's but look, it doesn't get easy in the Big Ten, no matter who you're facing. It is a gauntlet every single time. We talk about that in men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, wrestling. Here we go. Wrestling gets underway on Friday night again, 7 o'clock against Purdue. And if you want to check out Christopher, he's going to be on the call on the Big Ten Plus for all the coverage of this one. We might try to check in with him again on Friday leading up to it. I know they've had some great crowds out there, so and it helps. It fuels, and Coach Manning, I know, has really bragged on that, and it's been important to establishing the culture here. So get on out there on Friday night and check out Husker Wrestling. All right, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Coming up tomorrow night on the Huskers Radio Network, just a short show for us because we've got a big matchup, women's basketball, Nebraska women's basketball, as we talked about earlier, with Amy Williams back in action inside Pinnacle Bank Arena as they guard the yard. We like that term, right? It needs to be on a T-shirt, someone said in the chat. But they got to protect the vault. So coming up 7 o'clock is the tip for that. So Matt Coatney, Jeff Breach will be on the call for you at 6:30. So we'll just have a short show leading into that. So we will talk to you tomorrow night for a shortened edition here of Sports Nightly. Thanks to Duke and Christopher and Kyle. I'm Jessica Coody. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at Streamline.